644,000 points. Alright. See ya. This guy.
They've prepared for this very moment, taking it all in. Strategies planned, adjustments made, belts are fastened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get racing.
I finally know why I can't get an answer. I finally know why I feel like a number. They keep a secret into their mind. They never document for telling lies. Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
What happened to Mordok? Did he run out of fuel? Looks like, guys, he ran out of fuel. Just making moves all over the place. 48 tries to dive down low. Here comes Lucky Dog. He's going to let him know I am here and I am not happy. 38 is out of gas. Robots under the apex.
I finally know why they don't speak louder. There is a secret that won't be mine. They never talk until the
Slide into the turn. These guys are battling it out.
Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
Checkered flag is waving. We have a winner here
There's a
tonight.
world of things I'll never know. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AKA's Cup Series Round 10 here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. This track is a handful, guys. Turns 1 and 2, they have characteristics similar to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, while 3 and 4, very similar to Phoenix International Raceway. And the track, it's got this egg shape just like Darlington Raceway. So expect cars to spread out in the field tonight, as different drivers will approach this track with different strategies and abilities. But we gotta talk about last week at Atlanta. Tire wear was a huge issue, and pit road was a battle for some drivers who we saw spin either going in or leaving. Now, Pro Boss, Tom and Dohar, and Wonder, they all had very strong cars, with Tom dominating the final stage with a huge lead. But it was Bolt who took home the win after a tire-saving strategy, with Tom in second, and Tech 24 bringing home the podium for the night. But before we head to tonight's race, we gotta bring out the driver spotlight. Tonight we have Sterlo, who pilots number 34. He is 25th in points only because he has not been here for every race. But this guy is super fast. Don't let that kid ya. He's really fast, and he's been in here enough to know that's the case. So welcome to the birth. Welcome to the booth, Sterlo. How are ya?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad to have you. I've seen you out there, and it's good to be talking to you now. So let's start off. Your question from MDL is: do you think there is a difference between the manufacturers and how they drive on this game?
Um, yes and no. I feel like in the old games that maybe been a little bit more of a factor, but now I've always thought that the Fords drive a little bit tighter than all the other ones, and I've mainly been in the Toyota camp throughout all the heats, but I've recently switched over to the Ford
Mm-hmm.
for AKA, and I don't know if on this game I feel like a Ford fits my setups and my driving style the best, so it's kind of what I've been going with.
You know, and after he brought that up, I thought about it and I was like, you know, in 14 and 15, that was a huge difference. And especially when you draft, you know, they had different ways the car was made. And
Yeah.
so drafting with somebody, it really did affect your car. I haven't even tried it on this game yet. So I kind of want to go out there and just see how do they feel? How do they connect with others as far as like drafting and all that? But a very interesting question. All right.
Yeah.
We
In my
got it.
opinion,
Yeah.
I think that Toyota is like the looser manufacturer out of the three. In
I
my
have heard
opinion.
that. Yes, I have heard that a couple of times. Is it faster though? I mean, looser is fast, but do you think it's faster?
I mean, I normally always drive the 18 car, so that's always fast on the game and off the game.
That's true. That is true. All right, we saw you up there in rankings for this season's NH4 Pro League, but you didn't make the league. How has that affected you moving forward?
It's kind of maybe a more mature and really changed my attitude on how I view things and who I kind of surround myself with. I feel like there was a good bit of things that occurred for me not making the last year's Pro League or and just maturing and just understanding and just letting the car come to me. I feel like that's the biggest thing, and just always try to be positive about the situation. I think
It's
that's
so
the
true.
biggest thing that, you know,
Yeah, I mean, and you were doing
I mean,
so well in there, and you know, you can never tell how it's going to play out. So you got to do what you're doing. You have to pick yourself up, just keep racing, try even more than you have been, and you never know. Next season, we might be seeing you out there.
yeah, I mean that's the goal. I mean, there's a lot of things that plays into it and getting to that league, and some's good and some of it's not really about racing, but as far as they keep it about racing, there shouldn't be, in my opinion, I think the reason why I shouldn't be out there, but we'll see how they do the qualifiers for this season, and we'll work on it from there.
Absolutely. And with a few races left in the season, you've only raced in this season a few times. So, what is your goal for the remaining 3 races?
I want to get the checkers in all three, but that probably won't happen when we go to a road course next week. That's not one of my biggest strong suits, but as far as tonight's, I think we'll have a fast car, long run and short run. That'll be about track position, who you're around, and
Right.
try to stay at the front, keeping it clean, not trying to get into chaos from swept on back, and that's never fun. So if you keep it clean, play it smart, and save the right rear from coming off the corners, especially too, and you should be fine. So I want to go win this thing tonight, and that's the plan.
I hope you do, because we've seen you at the speed and we saw you lag out. So, no lagging out tonight, okay?
I hope not.
All right.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. Sterlo, what is something we don't know about you?
Um, let's see. Oh, a lot of the guys follow me on social media, but I guess I work at our hospital for a company called Agility. They're pretty much over all the machines that keeps patients running in the hospital. That's what I do on a daily basis. I'm
Oh,
over
wow.
there pretty much all the machines and whatnot, and
Mhm.
I just live a normal life. on my spare time, I normally just hop on the Xbox or go out with friends and try to have a good time whenever, with whatever I'm doing. But
Right.
it's pretty much
Very
about
nice.
it. Nothing too special.
I mean, that's pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool. All right, and your last question. I know you have qualifying to get to. What is your question for Wonder and Doc next week?
Um, let's see. For Wonder,
Yeah.
I would say, has the speedway racing got better on this game compared to Heat 3?
Mm-hmm.
And for Doc, how much do you see a wheel playing a factor on this game compared to Heat 3?
Very nice. I think those are really fair questions, and I'm excited to see what they have to say about that. You guys heard it from Sterlo tonight. We wish you a ton of luck going in the race tonight. I think it's going to be a very exciting race, but I think you're going to see some of the guys spread out. So a ton of luck to you tonight at Gateway. It's going to be very exciting, definitely.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
All right, and we have J-Mac in the booth as always. How are you, J-Mac?
I'm doing just great, Frozen.
Awesome. I want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the chat. Smith NC, Mike, you guys are awesome. Mike, we have all sorts of mics out there, so it's good to see you guys. We have Smith, who was streaming for RSR the other night, and he did such a great job with Blue Baka, so it was really great to see them out there. But I'm excited for the race tonight. It should be a ton of fun. We only have 3 races left. That's it. And we have Gateway tonight, Mid-Ohio next week, and then the championship race headed at Michigan. J-Mac, I already know which one is your favorite track, but tell everyone else, which one of those 3 tracks are your favorite?
Well, Michigan's a big old wide track, so that's fun. And Gateway's a nice little medium 1 mile track that acts like a short track. But my favorite is the one with the right hand turns. Mid Ohio, I think, is honestly the best road course in the game, the best pure road course. The Roval's fun just because it's so goofy, but the Mid Ohio, it's got really fast, hard braking zones, really fast speed straightaways, some good rhythm sections, some places where you have to manage the throttle. That track is awesome. I really love that place. So that's going to be really fun to watch these guys, or maybe if I get the invite to go try my luck with them, I don't know. But either way, that track is awesome, and I love that place, and I'm glad they've decided to run it.
Absolutely. You know what? And before you taught me how to race it, I was like, oh, I don't know about this track, but you went through with me and taught me a little bit about it, and I've gotten a lot better. It's a lot of fun. It is a challenge, but once you get the hang of it, it's a really cool track, and I'm really starting to enjoy it. So I'm excited to see what they can do there. But for tonight, Gateway is going to be a huge challenge for these guys. I think we're going to see a lot of slippery conditions coming off the turns. So we're going to talk about lap times and fuel runs and all that. Lap times is around 31.8 from Sterlo. He's running very quick, all the way up to like 32.2. Fuel run for these guys is around 25 laps. Tonight's race is 100 laps. So it's going to go by pretty quick, guys. Stages, the first stage is going to be 22. Second stage is going to be 20. And the final stage is going to be in the 50s there. But they're doing 50%, 3 times wear. And they got the damage on. So these guys are really going to have to watch what they're doing tonight.
They're especially going to have to watch one of the most calamitous turns at that place. Is actually the entry to turn 1. You mentioned earlier that this place is egg-shaped. It's the exact opposite of Darlington, where it gives you the tighter turn at the end in 3 and 4. This track, it gives you the tighter turn in 1 and 2. And turn 1 can be a really tough place to enter. It's really hard to find your braking zone, and different people are going to have different braking zones. They're going to get in there harder, maybe be a little lighter on the brakes to try to roll it. A lot of different theories on how to get around that place, and so that's going to be the place to watch for action. Is if these guys can stay off of each other or not, that's going to be a really, really tough task for these drivers.
Absolutely. And you know what? I was getting in their practice. I don't even think they knew I was there. But Tom and Jose, you're going to have to watch out for those two. They're extremely fast, and they look like they might be someone to look out for tonight to be in victory lane. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and get betting started. If you guys want to place a bet and you have points to burn, and you want to make possibly some points back and a little and then some, go ahead and place a bet on any one of these drivers. I mean, it's really anyone's race tonight. Like I said, Tom looked really good. Jose looked really good. There was a lot of guys up towards the front, but they were starting to get spread out. But it was really cool to get to see them out there. It looks like they are headed to qualifying. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get in there, but we'll keep this open at least until race time. That way you can get those bets in. But I think I'm gonna go with Tom tonight. I mean, he just looked really good out there. Let me see if I can find Tom out there. Where you at, Tom?
One of those drivers who was really, really fast at Martinsville. So another heavy braking track, another place where you have to get in really hard into the corners. And so definitely would expect him to be really fast there, as well as that 22 car of Tedeschi. He should be back this weekend, I believe, in Martinsville. Yeah. We saw what he did at Martinsville, so those would be kind of my two initial drivers to watch tonight.
Absolutely. Tedeschi is always a strong one, so definitely keep your eye out for him tonight. And Tom the Bolt, he won last week, so he is one to watch. A lot of these guys, Jose has been struggling, but man, I'll tell you what, he was looking really good out there tonight. So I think we're going to see him at least in the top 5.
And we really would like to see that. You've documented his consternation since heading over to this game, and it'd be really good to see him get back on track and show him what we're used to seeing out of him.
Absolutely. Like I told him, I think that once he gets the handle down on the long, the tire wear for the long run, he's going to be golden. He's got the short run and everything figured out. He just needs to make his car last just a little bit longer, and he will be good to go. And I think tonight, that might be one of the nights that we're going to see him really shine out there. I know he's been extremely frustrated, so it'll be good to see him running out front. What do you guys think about, I have to ask, what do you guys think about today's race and chase moving on? We had Hamlin who won, absolutely crazy, 5 wide at one point. What a great race. J-Mac, were you able to watch that?
I was able to watch that, yes. It was a very, very interesting finish. Everybody kind of lost their minds there, which we expected. 4 and 5 wide especially on the restarts. Even early in the race, there was the restart where Suarez went down below the white line to make a move. So a lot of hard racing tonight, which is what you want to see from the real life drivers, and that's what we hope to see from the video game drivers tonight.
Absolutely. And while we're waiting, let's take a look at the points here. We have Tedeschi still in the lead with 367 points, and this is after missing a race. We have Dohar in second with 347 points. That puts him 20 points behind. We have the Bolt. He is currently in third with 335 points. He's about 32 points behind. Jose has fallen 1 spot. He is in fourth with 327 points. Tom is going to round out your top 5. He's got 273, so a huge gap there. We have Pro Boss. He's number 6 with 270. Rocky Top, number 7, aka Tac 24, and 8th. We have Blue Baca in 9th. We have Doc hanging out there in the top 10 with 241 points, but a lot of drivers out there, so many spots that can still move around. So the fight for the championship race is going to be crazy. And like I said, there's only 3 races left, so these guys really have a lot of points to race for. We have Tedeschi and Tom on your front row. I'm assuming Tedeschi got pole, Tom on your outside, and I'm telling you, Tom, he is looking really good out there tonight. Tedeschi, no surprise there. I did not see him on track tonight, so he probably just wasn't out there at the time. But It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be very, very exciting. Jacob Kerr says, Tom's slow. Yeah, right. We all know you're just kidding. All right, J-Mac, if you had to place a bet on who is winning tonight, who would you take?
Well, even though he missed last week, it would technically be back-to-back for the 22 of Brian Tedeschi, so that's who I would take.
Great pick. Absolutely great pick. You know what? I was trying to bet.
Going way out on a limb there, picking the pole sitter.
I know, right? It was a tough choice for you. It was a tough choice. But he's always fast. He's always come to the track with an extremely fast car. And like you said, we saw him at Martinsville and he just completely dominated. Did he not put the entire field down a lap, I think it was, or close to it?
I think at one point there were only 2 or 3 cars on the lead lap, and if you might remember, I was out there and I was not one of them.
That's right, you were out there. A tough track, man, but he really nailed it with that setup that he had and just holding on to the tires. It was very, very difficult for anyone to keep up with him. So we're going to see if that happens again tonight at Gateway. Very challenging track, I can tell you. I've only been on it a handful of times. I try to stay away from it. But these guys are ready to take on the challenge tonight, so I'm excited to see what happens. Let me know tonight who you guys see winning. Bring it up in chat and put that in there. You don't even have to bet. Just let me know, who do you think's winning.
And if you want to wait until the last lap, you're more than welcome to.
You would do that.
I mean, you know, I'm all about maximizing my chances.
All right, we are getting the invite to go into the race, so we are headed into Gateway, Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. That is a mouthful. Smith says
Really
Bolt.
is.
Yeah, it is. Bolt is a great choice. The guy is super fast, has a lot of wins for RSR, and here for AKA, so a very good pick. Man, all you guys are going for Bolt. Great pick. I am not sure where he qualified at. I just got word on the front row, which is Tedeschi and TomTom. And like I said, TomTom was looking very good out there in practice. And here we go. We're all ready right before they started. We have Tedeschi in that 22. We have 8 of TomTom on the outside. Look at the paint schemes out here at night. I love it. TomTom getting a huge one. We already have somebody in the grass behind. Let's see if we can take a look. These guys already a little side-by-side action there. TomTom on that high side, a little bit of a run. Can he hold on to it? Tedeschi getting a little bit of momentum. TomTom goes up too high. He's going to fall back to third and keep dropping. Man, that's brutal right there. Gateway, you really, really have to keep mentally available to the track. I mean, it takes up, you know, a lot of concentration. So you got to make sure that you are very aware of everything that you are doing. Are you in here yet, J-Mac?
Oh, I am here, and I see the 20 car off. He was running around the top of the track around 1 and 2, and I saw him backwards, looped around on the backstretch, right up against the inside wall. So definitely not the start he wanted. Probably got in the wall and then and had that wheel or stick turned all the way to the left, got the wall, and then that looped him around. So very unfortunate, very not the start you want.
Absolutely. You know, in that wall, that outside wall, when you're coming off the turn, it is so easy to sneak up on you, and especially even you see the turn right there, that safer barrier coming out. I've seen a couple of guys hit that, so hopefully we're not going to see that tonight. But Tedeschi already getting a little bit of a run on the guys. Let's see if we can get a look at second place here. He is off by himself, but look who is creeping up. We have Dohar in the 88. He is currently sitting in second place. We haven't seen a lot from him, I feel like, as much as we have earlier in the season, so it's really great to see him up here. It's
really good to see him up there at a track like this. He makes jokes because we talk a lot about him as a fuel guy. Everybody talks a lot about him as a fuel and tire strategy guy, and you don't really think about him that much when it comes to working the throttle and the brake. But here we are at a track where that's really the name of the game, and here he is running second, running strong, and holding on to one of the top guys at that style of racing.
Yeah, we're currently on board with the Bolt. He looks about in 7th place at the moment. These guys are already getting pretty spread out, single file line. And you can see a couple of guys, we have about 3 guys way in the back of the field. They're sitting together, but Bolt taking Jose too wide, passes him up, hugs the inside line. What a beautiful pass and a beautiful line he took right there. Ooh. Yeah, a little bit, Jose had a little bit of a run on him right there, but not much he can do.
A little up ahead of them, the 34 car got a little loose out of 2, pounded the wall pretty hard. Probably a little bit of damage to that car. Maybe not a lot, maybe not enough to repair, but enough to change the balance of that car. He's already feeling it a little bit. Oh, the 88, it looked like got the safer barrier, maybe a little bit entering, maybe not. I think he would have lost a little more ground if he actually had there, but he was close enough to it that the game registered that he had.
34 is into the wall. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to get a look at it over here. We have 31. That is Turner. 15 to go already, though. This is going very, very quickly. We have 41. That is Doc 88. Hanging on. These guys are very much already in several packs. What do you got, J-Mac?
Right now, the 88 and the 8 are in a pretty heated battle for second. Dohar trying to get a lot off of turn 2. Got a little loose, and I thought he was gone, but he was able to save it, keep it out of the wall, and hold on to that spot. But these guys are, I think he might be holding up that 8 car just a little bit, maybe not, I don't know, but they're both losing a lot of ground to that 22. Tedeschi really, really strong on the long run here.
He really is, and you can see the padding that he has put between him and second place of Dohar. We're on board with Tom Flitty, who is currently in 3rd. He is taking it a lot lower than Dohar, who is kind of running the mid to lower part of the track here, but Tom really hugging that inside. Man, Dohar hits the outside wall. Tom's going to take the high side here, and he's going to take over second.
Yeah, the 88 gave up the ghost there, let him go. There's still a lot of time to fight, and I think we have a yellow flag.
It does look like a caution has come out, guys. It is the first caution of the night. We're going to see some takers for pit road, I would imagine. They can go on 25 laps of fuel. Now, for tire wear, it might be a little bit different. We're going to find out here in a second.
Yeah, I would imagine everyone comes to pit road here. There's not a lot to gain. This place is really, really tough on the car, on the tires, on the equipment, and especially on 3 times wear. So don't see any benefit to staying out unless you want to be a roadblock.
Absolutely. These guys are probably going to make some adjustments, fix the car up, because you never know how it's going to affect your car being behind a lot of people. Sometimes it just changes the way your car feels. So, Tedeschi, we have Tom on the outside. We have Dohar sitting in 3rd, Jose in 4th, and we are off green once again. Tedeschi has a nice start. Tom, look at that start. He is really on it for those gears. He goes a little bit high, though, and that's going to cost him some time there. Jose, that's going to stack them back, and Tedeschi's going to bring it up high to get the momentum entering the next turn.
Really impressed that these guys were able to stay off of each other the way they are going into turn 1. That's such a tight corner, and these guys doing a great job of staying off of each other. But this battle for the lead, I'd like to say it's raging on, but that 22 just looks so comfortable right now.
He really does. I'm very impressed, and like I said, he has always brought an extremely strong car. And it's almost like he doesn't ever wear. You know, it does take a lot to go at a track like this and at Martinsville and run it the same way so consistently throughout the entire race, and somehow this guy does it. You guys know how it is if you race. You have your starting car where the tires are fresh and everything sticks. You can really drive it the way you want to. And then you have your car where the tires are worn and it doesn't want to stick and you're driving a lot slower. You have to have that happy medium. We have a guy diving it down low. He is able to save it, but man, that was kind of crazy. But yeah, you gotta save the tires, and Tedeschi is really good at not only saving the tires, but having those fast times, as we have 7 to go, J-Mac.
Yeah, and these two behind him are racing really hard. TomTom lost it a bit off of 4 and had to give up the spot to the 88 of Dohar. And there's the 43 lurking into the picture here. He's looking on that inside of that 8 of TomTom right now.
Yeah, the 43 is looking pretty strong. I saw him in practice earlier. That is Skiboski, and he is doing really well out there. I'm actually very impressed. Man, very, very close with TomTom in that wall with Skiboski right side by side with TomTom, but they are handling it very well. The Bolt trying to sneak up. Ski has a couple of guys behind him, including Jose. Ski dives it down pretty low, and those guys are on the high side, so he is going to start falling back.
Yeah, the Bolt having a really, really good run here. He restarted about 8th or so, and has currently worked his way into the 4th spot, working on TomTom Flitty for 3rd right here.
Yeah, we're on board with Rocky Top. These guys are still very, very close. I mean, the most separated ones are 1st, your leader up to Deshi, and 2nd of Dohar. We have contact. Rocky Top barely misses. Car going into the wall, and there is a wreck in the back. That might bring out the caution.
And I believe it has. Sprott is the 18 got on the inside of the 8, but I believe it'll give TomTom the position there. And this will set things up very interestingly for this this run to the finish of the stage here.
We're going to get a replay on that, but a very good miss. Man, he just narrowly misses that, but he did a great job bringing that back. But, yeah, 2nd caution of the night. We're going to bring these guys back. Dark Hunter, thank you so much for being subscribed for 2 months. Absolutely amazing. Show this guy some love out here. Great racing so far tonight. I'm really impressed with how these guys are running it. But Tedeschi, he looks like he is the one to beat tonight once again, J-Mac.
It really does, and he's going to have to hold on these restarts. It can be kind of scary being out in front of the field, especially with the driver he has behind him. The 18 really, really aggressive into the corners. He's giving it a little bit of a peek, but he's going to back off just enough to not get into him. But it's really, really easy when you're leading a pack like this to just overdrive the corners just so you make sure no one can get into you, and that can almost cause more mistakes than either. But that 22 car, really smooth, really confident, and that shows on that restart as he's able to easily clear the 88 and set sail again.
I mean, if we can get the 22 past the start-finish line, and this is the end of stage 1.
Oh!
Yeah. Tedeschi takes over the win for stage 1. Dohar takes 2nd. Let's see if we can go back here and look at who got 3rd. I do believe that is the Bolt. Fast. This race is just flying by, but these guys are doing a great job out there.
This is a good old Saturday night style short track race here. Really, really quick. It's a sprint. It's going to get real crazy, I think, here in the 3rd stage, but I think these first 2 stages, a lot of guys are just going to be happy to make it through. This isn't the type of place these drivers usually race on, and it's very good to see them at a place like this, and it's definitely going to be a learning experience for a lot of them.
Absolutely. I think this track has brought a huge challenge for some of these drivers, but they're really doing well with the challenge, and I'm impressed with how they are handling it tonight. But very, very close from, I would say, 3rd on. I mean, Tedeschi and Dohar seem to be getting a fantastic lead, and we have a new leader out here. Let's take a look. If the If I can get back there, it's not letting me.
Mordog has taken the lead with Blame Freddy was on his outside, and a very different, a very, very different set of leaders here to start the stage. Probably a little bit of strategy played out there.
Absolutely. Mordog takes it on over for the lead. This is his first race back in a few weeks, so it's great to have him back also. He's looking very, very strong out there in that custom 5 car that he made. It takes a nice front lead there, and we almost have 3 wide for second place to Deshi. He wants his spot back. He's coming through, and he's letting him know, I'm not hanging back here, Mordog. I'm coming for you. Little bit
They're doing
of
a really
contact
good
there.
job of
Yeah.
they're doing a good job of being aggressive and also patient. Now the 8 has cleared the 5 of Mordog, and now the 22 going around, and that's going to be a fun battle to watch. We've seen the 8, what happens when the 8 is behind the 22. Let's see what happens when the 22 is behind the 8.
We had TomTom make a fantastic move, and he is going to be your new leader. For some reason tonight, it does not want me going up to the front. Let's see if we
Mordog
can-
is bailing out of the field here. He is not happy with that car, and he is getting out of there.
Mordog having some throttle issues as we have 1 and 2. These guys are battling for the lead to Deshi. And we have TomTom battling it out there, but Mordog, he's had a huge, huge issue with his throttle control. I hate to see it. He's had it for the Pro League, and he's had it in here, and once again, it has kidnapped his lead out from underneath him. So hopefully he can make his way back up
we have
there.
a new leader.
We do. Tedeschi is out there.
To go back to Mordog, yeah, that's such a bummer. Every time it seems like he's getting a little bit of a foothold, getting ready to have a good finish in either this league or the Pro League or any league. It looks like he's in for a good race, and then and the racing gods rip it out of his hands for whatever reason. It's gotta be. It's very documented how frustrated he is by it, and how absolutely flummoxed he is. But it's just really, really unfortunate. He's out there in the lead, and then he has to bail out because of a throttle issue.
Absolutely. We have Rocky Top hanging on to top 4 here, and Bolt, who is currently sitting in 3rd. These guys looking very, very strong out there. Let's see if we can get
Rocky
a look.
Top,
Go ahead.
it seems like he qualified 3rd, but then we saw earlier in 1 and 2 he had the wreck off of the corner and got buried in the field. So very good job to work his way back up to this 4th position here. Seems he's still having issues off the corner, still a little loose, maybe a little too much speed in that car, but a very, very good job to work his way back to the field nonetheless.
Yeah, he took that turn, had a little too much speed going in there, so he gave up some room there. Now they are side by side. Dohar passing him up on the inside. Moves it up to the top and is going to take that turn. That's the one thing. You really have to time it correctly every single lap. Otherwise, you can lose positions. You've got to hug that bottom and make it work. If you miss your braking point or your let-off point, you're going to have what's happened here in Dohar. Huge, huge accident with him going into the wall. Gonna collect more cars. Man.
Oh, the 5 of Mordog caught up in it. His bad luck continues. Good lord, this is a 6-car wreck here.
Yeah.
And finally a yellow.
Finally a yellow. We got to get a replay on that because that was pretty intense. You see Dohar, he just dives it into the wall. I don't know if he had help from Rocky Top, but man, that is going to cause a ton of damage for him. And actually quite a few others. There was a lot of cars involved in that one.
Really was a massive pileup in 1 and 2, and that track is that turn is so tight, and you need pretty much all of it. We've seen him earlier in the race. The game thought that he hit the wall, and these drivers were using every bit of track, and you have to, because you have to get in there, you have to set up for that exit, because the exit of turn 2 really, really important. to get into 3 and to roll and carry speed through 4. So turn 2 is such an important turn, and we're back to green.
We are back to green, and look at the difference in the start here. We have the Bolt out on the start. We have Tedeschi currently in 3rd. Who is that out front? That is the 3 of Blue Baka, I do believe. These guys are going to go 3 wide for the lead. Look at this. We're going into the turn. We have Tedeschi and Bolt hanging in there, keeping it 2 wide. Absolutely incredible. Ooh. As Blue Baka drops back. We have a couple of guys into the wall in the mid-pack.
That was the 8 of Tom Flitty and the 99 of Delta Rocket. I think the 8 got into Delta, and then Delta was loose. Then he got into the 8 and pounded the 8 in the wall, and then as he was trying to recover, him and the 00 got together, and so a lot of damage to both the 99 and the 8 car through all that.
Absolutely. Vegas, yes, I am not racing tonight. I announce this league. I will be racing for SMB's league. That is Thursday nights. We are headed to Vegas. Should be a really fun race. Hopefully it goes better than last Thursday, where I hit a glitch and I got out of the race. Look at that action back there. We had 3 wide. Absolutely incredible. Let's see if we can bring it back there.
Yeah, the middle of the pack right now, and we have the 88 in between Mordog and the 71 of Blame Freddy. We have Jose 3 wide with, I believe, the 41 and the 3. A lot of crazy action here in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, that was 5 to go at the line for the leader. Almost past stage 2 is absolutely flying tonight. Not a lot of time for these guys to do what they need to, but Tom really having a tough stage 2 here. He's got the speed, he just needs to keep his nose clean, and he just keeps finding himself in difficult positions.
Oh! Yeah, he's back in the pack, and he's so much faster than these guys. He is diving into the corner way harder. He and the 3 getting together there, and I believe we now have a yellow flag, but he is so much faster than those guys in the back. He's getting into these corners so much harder that it's causing a lot of issues.
We're gonna see another very close shootout here. I don't know if it's gonna be a 1-lap shootout, but man, it is going to be very close. Stage end of 2 here, and Tedeschi, he's gonna have to hold off Bolt. Bolt is pretty quick, but is he gonna be able to hold it? And from what I'm hearing, that is the end of stage 2, so Tedeschi is going to take that one also. This is nutty, J-Mac.
Well, it's nutty for a lot of them. This 22's had a pretty calm race. A couple of restarts, he's had to make some bold moves, but other than that, he's had a lot of nothing out in front of him. But now, there he is again, out behind a couple of cars, the 88 and the 71, trying to play some strategy to get back up to the front.
Dohar taking the green here as we head to the final stage. Can he hold off? He's got 71 right next to him. That is Blame Freddy. These guys really stacking up. You can see it there. Can they hold on to it? That's going to be close, J-Mac. That looks really stacked up back there.
That's really stacked up back there, but the 22 able to clear the 71. Him and the 88 have a bit of a breakaway. The 88 takes turn 3 really wide, and that gives the 22 of Tedeschi all the room in the world. He's able to go from 3rd to 1st on this restart and retake the lead.
Absolutely incredible. He just dove that in, hug the apex, and came back out. Got a little bit of a lead there. Does it look like they're under caution again? 4th caution now.
It does. And the 8 is in the back there. Let's see, a couple of other guys I saw behind him. The 43 has a lot of damage on him. I believe that's the 3 of Blue Baka back there, wrecked up. So those 3 had to have had an issue with each other. This race has gone from really good to really awful in a hurry for that 8 of Tom Flitty.
I really just hope that we are not going to see cautions breed cautions kind of finish here for the race. Gateway, it is a challenging track, but I think that these guys are really starting to run each other over, getting impatient because they know this race is going to go a lot quicker So they're trying to get all they can out of it. Here we go once again.
We got a sprint race and we got points, and we got
Yeah.
a championship coming up in two weeks after tonight, or 3 weeks after tonight, I guess. But yeah, these drivers starting to get a little impatient with each other out there.
Just a little bit. Tedeschi, he has been the cream of the crop tonight, rising to the top and staying there. It's been kind of crazy, but Captain and Bick, thank you so much. Captain, let's keep it positive out there. We don't need any of that. This is the beginning of stage 3. We have a couple of guys hitting the wall back there. We're going to have to keep an eye on those guys, but Tedeschi already putting a gap on second place. These guys doing all they can to keep up with him. I don't know if they're going to have enough to do it, though.
Well, we see a new player here in second place. It's a 34 car of Sterlu. He was really confident about his car earlier during the pre-race interview, and he's found his way back up into second after being kind of mired in the middle of the pack here for most of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Sterlo in second, and he was our driver spotlight. He is doing really great out there. Can he keep up with Tedeschi, though? Is he going to give him a run for his money? He's only got so many laps left. Hopefully we can get a lap count soon, but we are in the final parts of the race here, so it's going to be pretty darn close. $50 laps left, so there is plenty of racing to do. See if we can make our way back up here.
Look at that
3
car in
wide
fourth
right
place.
there.
That's our. Oh wow, that is. Oh no, that's 4 wide now.
That was 4 wide. We had the 43. We had the. I think that's the 31. We had the 14. These guys going 4 wide at Gateway. There's no room for that. That's insane.
Yeah, they're diving it in. You can definitely see the difference in. Oh wow, a lot of contact here. A lot of guys just really struggling. It looks like the 5 is having throttle issues again. He's well off the throttle right now.
Yeah, Mordog is wrecked out.
Field.
Very tough night for him. Not the way he wants to come back. You hate to see it, but he will get back up there. We still have around 48 laps to go, so hopefully we can see him make a comeback. We're looking at Jose. He is currently sitting in 4th. We have Sterlo, who got a little loose coming off of the turn, a little bit of contact with Jose. He's able to hold on to it, but Tedeschi, he is having quite the race tonight with Bolt in 2nd.
He's having, but with Jose in 4th, this is the race that he needed. This is the race that he wants to get kind of back in the swing of this thing. The last 2 races have not been kind to him, and I don't believe Auto Club was very good to him either. So he needs a top 5 here. He needs a good, strong finish, and right now he is on the path to one.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can make our way back up there. This is an Xbox race, guys. You know, it varies week to week on how many drive it, but it's usually around 22 people. Sometimes there could be a little bit more, but mostly it is around 22. It's crazy, and to have all of these guys out on a track like Gateway and to keep it pretty well clean as they have done tonight, it's very impressive. A lot of these guys, we have about 4 to 5 guys that are in the Pro League. We have the Bolt, we have Tedeschi, we have Dohar, and we have Mordog. And in the booth, we got our J Mac Attack. He is also in the Pro League. Gotta give you a shout out. I'm trying to find my way back up here, but once again, we are with our leader of Tedeschi, and you can just see the gap that he's putting on 2nd place as we come to 45 to go. Fuel lasts around 25. We'll see if their tires can hang on that long. Bolt, he is trying to hang on to him. 3rd and 4th are pretty well close together out there. We'll see what they can do, if they can work together. Sterlo looks very loose back there. I want to try to bring it over to him.
And early in these runs, these drivers really able to hug that white line, able to hug the rumble strips around the corners. But now the tires are starting to get a little worn, and you can see them playing around with their lines a little bit. It appears into turn 1, they're diving in there pretty hard, sliding up the track a bit, and then trying to maximize that run going out of 2. But and then it turns 3, pretty wide, pretty easy corner to make, and it seems we have a yellow flag.
Some of these, I don't even know why they're coming out, but yeah. I think that's around our 5th one tonight. Tedeschi is going to go into that caution as the leader once again. Morningstar, I hope you guys are enjoying this race. It's crazy out here.
And they'll be unable to one-stop it from here, or they'll be unable to go all the way on no pit stops. They'll still have to make one, but I imagine everyone will come in, try to get fresh tires here, try to hold on to their track position. Anyone who wants to stay out front, we've seen, has been in the way. So I don't think there's really much of a strategy call you can make here, aside from 4 tires and fuel.
Absolutely. Vegas, the Pro League. They are drivers who enter the challenge online for the esports lobbies. You have to get the fastest time. You can draft or do it by yourself solo. You try to get as many wins as you can. And if the teams take notice and the game developers take notice, they will have you race in challenges, and you'll go from there. But we have these guys racing it out Wednesday for the final race for the championship. It's going to be pretty intense. J-Mac, I gotta ask, how you feeling about Wednesday?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think everyone's really even. It just kind of all depends on how much you how good you are at both maintaining speed, racing other people, and saving your right rear tire. It's going to be really fun to watch, really fun to race. It's going to be a major challenge. I'm starting right in the middle of the field, so I'm right in the eye of the storm. I think I have a really good car, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think a lot of other people feel the same way. So everyone's going to be real even. It's just going to be about not making mistakes.
Absolutely. J-Mac, look who is in second place. We have Jose moving it on up through the field. We have Sterlo. He's currently sitting in 3rd and 4th. We have none other than Dohar. So these guys are really, they have the short, they have the car to keep up with him in the short race here, but how are they going to handle him in the long run? They really need to be able to keep up with him, and so far no one that I have seen has been able to.
And it's real. We've talked about how Jose is struggling with making a long run car. Well, you don't have to make a long run car if you're just going to have to run little 10-lap sprints the whole race. And this is played right into his hands. It'd be really interesting to see how well his car handles on a long run. But now that this run's been shorted, and all you'll have to do is just split it in half. This race was really played into his hands. He can just race it out, and we can see his talent. He's the defending champion of this league. He knows how to get it done. He knows how to drive and turn good laps. And tonight he's showing us that and reminding us of that.
Dino, thank you so much for that. I sometimes leave the caution on. I don't even know how long that's been on. But Tedeschi, he's already putting a gap on the field. Once again, we have Jose in 2nd. These guys looking pretty good. We have Sterlo in 3rd, Dohar in 4th. Let's see if we can get a look at who is over here and the top 5. Oh, we have Tom Tom, who gets hit. Gets a little bit of a nose chop there, is able to save it, but he loses yet another position throughout that.
Just real tough making your way through the field. These top 5 or 6, or these top 4 or 5 drivers able to hold on to their cars all race. They've got really fast cars, really stable cars. When you get back in the back, around a little slower traffic, a little less predictable traffic, and it's just so tough to work your way through there without incident.
Absolutely. That was 35 to go at the line. We are headed to 34, but let's take a look at Dohar.
Ooh.
Jose, I don't know if he hit the apron
It looked
there,
like
but yeah. Got a little bit of loose
It
coming
almost looked
off.
like the 88 might have bubbled him a little bit there. I don't know. But
I don't know.
yeah, either got the apron or it was a little bit of bubble action. But either way, moved the 88 up to third and the 24 up back to fourth.
He looks like he's wanting that position back, so he was going a little low diving into the turn. Dohar, when I was watching him in practice, he was keeping the middle line there with Jose on that low line, just right on the apron there. I'm hearing that there is a wreck in the back of the field. I don't know if that's going to bring out another caution. Tom Tom is involved though. You see Bolt, he's got a lot of damage to his car.
God, he's half a track back now. Goodness.
Such a shame after having such a fast car early on. He just hasn't been able to catch a break in these final couple of stages here. Let's take a look. Dohar is leading the second pack, but Tedeschi is gone. The longer this race goes on, the more he is going to get away. But he has some help. He's got Sturlo behind him along with Jose. I don't know if these guys are going to be able to catch him, though. J-Mac, what do you think?
Right now, that 22 is still able to run 1 and 2 pretty much right around the bottom, right around that white line. Everyone else, even in 3 and 4, they're charging those corners just a little harder, having to swing out to be able to get that drive off of the corners. So right now, the 22 car, even at this point of the run, still looks so comfortable out there. He just had a little bit of a slip up, but that's actually going to end up working out for him. It gives him a really good angle for the corner exit. Just that car just looks so good, and I don't think these guys really have anything for it right now.
Yeah, he's just leaving them further behind, but those three are they're hanging out there in that pack. We have 30 to go at the line there, but Tedeschi, he has taken home the win for both stages so far. If something crazy happens, he might lose the lead, but man, oh man, if it continues like this, he's going to take home the win tonight.
I don't know if he got the wall or just was really loose with the 34 with a big moment off of 2. Right now, he's trying to hold off that 24 of Jose. The 88 of Dohar putting up a little bit of a gap on those two, and right now it looks like the 34 Sterling falling into the clutches of the 24 of Jose a bit. Meanwhile, that 21 car able to hold on right now. I believe that's Little Wing in that 21 Ford, and he's looking pretty stout there and fit. Has a pretty good gap on the 6th place car. We haven't really talked about him all night, but he's putting together a pretty solid race.
Yeah, he's actually he's one of those that I say this a lot about a lot of guys, but he really has improved quite a bit. I remember last season, we did not see him up in the top part of the field quite as much as we have this season. So that's really cool to see the improvement from him also. But Little Wing in that 21 car, he's looking pretty good. He seems to have the long run car that is beating out some of the other ones.
That's so important. You can give up a little bit of speed on these long runs and you can be really stable toward the end of the run. You can give up a little speed on the short run, I should say, and you can really make up ground on these guys who are having to fight it, having to battle their car. Like this 41 car of Doc, he was running 6th but had a huge moment in 3 and 4 and has just lost 4 spots to Pro Boss, the 20 of Rocky Top, the 71 of Blame Freddy, and now Turner looking to go around on the inside of him. He's going to be able to hold him off for now, but that 41 car really falling off after being really strong the first half of this run.
Yeah, I saw him coming off the turn. He knocked into the wall, and that gave him up a couple of spots there. We see the Bolt giving him quite a huge nudge there. It's going to get a little loose, and that is just going to really... that is going to have to bring out the caution. I can't imagine that it wouldn't. Doc is involved. We have quite a few guys involved there. And yeah, That brings out the caution.
Yeah, that's a big old, it's a big big old wreck there. The 43, it had to hit pit road. I don't know how that's gonna work out for him. I don't know if he lost a lap before that caution came out or not, but yeah, it's just the 41 car was fighting it, and he just wasn't able to get onto the throttle. The 88 was able to mash the throttle and just kind of ran over him there. Didn't mean to. It's just that's kind of what happens when a car that's handling okay is behind a car that is handling horribly, and you just let off, and he the 18 drove through him, and that caused a massive wreck.
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing over the radio, the 43 went on to pit road right before that, so he might get caught down a lap. I'm not sure. We're going to see how it plays out here.
Oh.
What in the world happened with that? You guys saw what I just saw.
I believe the 41 failed to pit. I think the 41 failed to pit there, and so he just hooked it left and ended up turning it into the wall.
That's insane. That's going to definitely hurt his race there. Sorry to see that, but we have a side-by-side battle for the lead here. We have Tedeschi and we have Sterlo. These guys going side-by-side, but Tedeschi had an amazing run going into the turn. Sterlo falls back, takes over second, and look who's out there in third if I can get out there. It doesn't like me getting in the front here tonight, but that looks like it is Little Wing in the 21 car. Man, he just knocked into that wall. That is definitely going to hurt his run coming off, and he is stacking up the field after that one. 20 gives him a little bit of a nudge. That is Rocky Top. That is going to let him, that's going to have him lose a couple of more spots. Moordog is doing all he can to find his way back up through the field after some throttle issues earlier on in the race.
Riding
these
along
guys.
with the double zero of, I was riding along with the double zero of Pro Boss. The 18 got to him and he just let him go to jump up into this mess. Pro Boss being very conservative right now behind these guys. The 88 puts the 18 in the wall and the double zero chops off the 24. And,
Yeah.
it looks like Pro Boss is ready to race now, and he's getting up in the middle of it. But these guys using a
Probos gets in the side of the 18. Yeah, he hits the inside wall. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution because everyone looks like they're okay. As I say that, I see a car wrecking in the background. Man, J-Mac, these guys are getting crazy.
They're getting crazy, and most of it's all happening in turn one, where everyone just kind of dives it in there and hopes it sticks. And for a lot of them, it's not sticking. And
It's
for
definitely
the
not.
others, it's sticking, but it's with the help of somebody else.
Absolutely. Dohar just getting a lot of bump-ins with him. I don't know what's going on with that, but we have Tedeschi still out front here. Sterlo hanging out with him still, but there is quite a gap between second and third. You can see the gap back there. These two doing a great job. The biggest thing tonight, you got to stay out of trouble. There's a lot of bumping and banging going on in this short field.
And a huge shout out to that third place car. We've seen him have throttle issues, I think twice, at least once, I think twice tonight. But the 5 of Moordog finds himself running in third after all of that. And Rocky Top, also another driver who's had a lot of issues tonight. He's found his way up to fourth. And then we have the 21 of Little Wing, who's running in fifth. Some really good drive. Really good driving here from these guys.
Absolutely. Moordog with an impressive run as he was trying to make his way up through the field. I do believe he started around 14th, 20 into the wall, but Moordog has made his way up to third. Can he hold on to it? As long as he doesn't have any throttle issues, I think he should be okay.
And we have a yellow.
This is insane. These guys are crazy out here tonight. Just, man. I don't even know how many this
Yeah,
is. I need David out here to keep caution count for me.
There were talks of them running a 100% race, even doubling the length of this one, and I think this is cause for them not doing it. This is these drivers are being really aggressive. It's been very entertaining with the short with the short little stints we're getting. Some really good racing out there, but these guys, once the tires start to go, it gets a little bonkers out there.
You know, and when you're going 3 and 4 wide, there's not much room to make a mistake. So if you make a mistake, you're gonna hit somebody. I mean, there's a ton of guys out here, 22 plus drivers. So when you have that many drivers here at Gateway, it's gonna get crazy. If Little Wing leading us back after the caution, he kind of, man,
Ooh.
Tedeschi gets in the back of him. I don't think that he had a really great entry. I'm not quite sure, but he is just getting tossed around back there as Tedeschi makes his way out front. And Mordog currently in second.
Yeah, that was not the restart the 21 wanted at all. He's all the way back to about 10th now after starting, I'm guessing, the lead there. I kind of missed the order there on that start, but either way, that was a very, very physical beginning to this run here to the checkers.
J-Mac, I don't know if you just saw that, but that was starting to look like a public lobby. Tom Flitty just got shoved into the wall a couple of times. Wow, those guys were 3 wide. He gets shoved into the wall once. Another guy, it looked like maybe the 51 car just came in, didn't even try to slow down for the turn, and just shoved him into the wall again.
And we have Delta Rocket in the middle of 3 and 4. He was on the apron, or on the grass on the rumble strips, getting loose. A lot of drivers really struggling to get a handle of this place, and the 8 has had a front row seat for a lot of it. He's been working his way through the field a bunch, had just really no opportunity to make up ground. As I often say whenever I get stuck in the back, and we have the 5 of Mordog. He is spun around.
I was just about to ask, what happened to Mordog?
The 2, maybe throttle issues again. I'm not really sure, but either way, just an unfortunate turn of events here.
This is just absolutely crazy. I don't know about you guys, but man, oh man, these guys are not taking it easy on each other. It is a very difficult track. You will get loose coming off the corners. You've seen it here. We have these guys that are hitting the outside wall coming off the corners. They're going 3 wide, just bashing into each other. It's just creating caution after caution. There's not much you can do. You just really have to concentrate on a long run car.
And most importantly, you have to race the racetrack. Yes, you got to race everyone around you, but the most important thing is you really don't need to worry about the guys around you. You just need to worry about running your line, making sure that you're good and smooth and comfortable and oftentimes conservative, and that the rest will take care of itself. The lap time, staying off of other drivers, that's what this place requires. Is just knowing how to race the racetrack, and then you can figure out how to race everyone else. And that's caused a lot of issues with a lot of these guys. But to go back to the 8 car, I often say, and as I think we're getting a yellow here, maybe. It seems like everyone's kind of slowing down. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. No, I was getting a little.
We're coming down to, I think
to
this might be 7 or 6 laps to go. We're coming down to the final few laps here, J-Mac.
We are, and just to finish my thought on the 8 car, I often say that whenever you get stuck in the back, it's if you're someone who tries to race the Raceway, that back of the pack can be like quicksand. You can work your way through there, but all it takes is one guy using you up, and all of that progress is just immediately lost. So it's just such a struggle to work your way through the field.
7 to go for the 22 car. Once we get to second place and on, these guys are really close together. So, these top spots are really up for grabs. But Rocky Top, very impressive run from him tonight. We have Dohar in second. Tedeschi, he's our current leader. Let's take a look if we can get see who is out there. In fourth, we have, it looks like a nice little battle brewing up here between the 18 and the 24. We have Little Wing in front of them. Very, very close race for these top spots.
I believe that's the 43 car currently in fourth right now.
That is
really
ski.
Strong night for him.
Yeah.
a very, very strong night for Skiboski.
Skiboski.
The the artist known by many pronunciations. Currently running in fourth. Really strong night for him. The 21 of Little Wing, he's been hovering around the top 5 all night. We have the 18 of Bolt working his way in, and then Jose falling a little bit outside of the top 5 here. I don't think this is the finish that he's looking at, but he's still got a couple of laps here to make up some more ground.
So true. Flat, I want to give a shout out to you. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Happy Harvick, how you doing? It's been crazy tonight. These guys are not taking it easy on each other. Tedeschi, he has just been dominating, as you see. We have Dohar in second. We have Rocky Top in third. These guys really doing a great job. I'm impressed with how Rocky Top is running this tonight. 4 to go at the line.
Ooh. Yeah, and these guys in the middle of the pack here are driving really hard for like the last 2 or 3 laps off of the corners. Pretty much all 4 of the drivers here in this pack, the 43, the 21, the 24, and the 18 are all getting really loose off the corners, especially 4s. They're just trying to maximize that run going into turn 1, and they're kind of nose chopping the crap out of each other and using each other to save their cars, but it's really entertaining to watch.
3 to go. I believe that was a 43 of Ski that hit the wall there. Very close racing between these guys. I'll tell you what, he's going to have a terrible entry there for Ski. Able to hold on to it, but he's going to lose a little bit of time there as he does so. We have the 21 of Little Wing kind of leading that pack there. We have Bolt right behind him. We're coming up to 3 to go here, so very close.
Yeah, I think he lost his car so much there that he opted to kind of let these guys go, he took a terrible entry, and it cost him a lot of time, but that was a very very nice thing he did for these 4 drivers, but it was very time consuming for him.
J-Mac, as I was scrolling through trying to find my way back up to Tedeschi, who was on pit road, and none other than Sterlo. I don't know what happened to him, but this is the second race that he has had a pretty strong car and ended up possibly losing connection here.
That's a really, really unfortunate break.
Final lap
here. We're coming
here.
to 1 to go here.
Yeah. This is crazy. Dohar is not too far behind him, but I don't think he's going to have anything for Tedeschi as he gets loose coming off of the turn there. It's just, that's how this track is, I'll tell you what. But if Tedeschi can hold on to it, you can see he's really run a flawless race, doing a great job
Spoiler
out
alert,
there.
he's going to hold on to it.
And here he goes past the line. He is your winner here at Gateway. Great job to Tedeschi. Dohar's going to take home second. Let's see if we can get a call out on who is going to take home third.
I believe that's the 20 of Rocky Top back there in third, with the 21 of Little Wing in fourth, and the Bolt brings home a top 5. Jose brings home a 6th place finish.
Great race for these guys. Yeah, Rocky Top got third. We're going to get these guys in for a race interview. Tedeschi and Dohar, they will be out racing Wednesday for the Pro League. So it's going to be pretty exciting out there. J-Mac, remind me who is racing for the championship?
That would be JRM, Junior Motorsports. Stuart Haas is racing. Liban family is racing for it, and also Penske is racing for it. So both the 88 and the 22 in tonight's race are driving for the championship on Wednesday.
Pretty incredible. What a great race. A crazy race, but nonetheless a great race. So we're going to get these guys in here in the booth. Tedeschi, and we'll get Dohar up in here. And Rocky Top having a very impressive run. Man, I'll tell you what, like I said, these guys were not giving each other a lot of room to make mistakes, trying to get every position that they could, but man, very good race. Tedeschi, congratulations on the win. I gotta ask, what were you thinking this entire time, and when cautions were coming out, were you a little nervous on that, or were you okay?
Definitely a little nervous, but our Shell V-Power Natural Plus Ford Mustang was really, really good. Gateway is actually one of my favorite racetracks in this game, so it was really great to have a good setup. Kind of took our ISM setup, little preview of what's to come Wednesday. Had a really good base for here and just kind of took off. Really glad to get the clean sleep, and then especially a 1-2 for Brian Tedeschi Chassis Works. Had a really good car, Dohar had a really good car, and we had ran up front all day. So just really can't thank him enough for his help, Corey for all his help too with this ISM base, and ready to take Team Penske Esports into Wednesday. This is great momentum and try to get a championship.
Speaking of Wednesday, how do you feel about that going in? And you guys are going to be live once again at the track. So how are you feeling about your chances for a championship?
Really excited. Did a lot of runs at ISM, and especially this was a really, really good test run. Gateway and ISM have a lot of similarities, so it was really good to kind of get a dry run in, and especially be good to be back live. I love seeing all the boys. I had a great time when we were out there last time. Funny fact, Sam Morris, Moordog, and I will be on the same flight sitting next to each other on the way there.
No
So
kidding.
it'll be a lot of fun just to reconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. By complete accident. So it'll be a lot of fun to reconnect with everyone. And like I said, I think our Corey and I both have a really strong shot. Our short track program is really good, and that's why I said where I feel that I excel the most are the short tracks. So kind of going back, and hopefully we can bring home a championship.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations tonight. You had another dominating car. You did great, and I wish you a ton of luck for Wednesday. Great race tonight, though. You guys were pretty bumping and banging out there tonight.
Well, for sure, yeah. Gateway's definitely a rough and tough racetrack, and I mean you got to be
Absolutely.
aggressive, and especially through 1 and 2, take all you can. So yeah, hopefully that leads into momentum into Wednesday.
Definitely. All right, J-Mac, let's get Dohar, our second place finisher here.
Howdy there, Dohar.
Hi.
22 is up front most of the race. You had a little more up and down of a night. What was it like working your way through the field the couple of times that you had to?
Well, our Exalta and Filter Time Chevy was doing really well. Started out front like we needed to, just ran kind of our pace, just wanted to take it easy as much as we could. As some guys were trying to get some strategy to gain track position, we just unfortunately got cycled to the back. And then our, you and I's favorite driver, he doesn't deserve to be mentioned by name, would hit me the 2 times that he was on my inside. So that didn't help our cause any. But overall, we just kept persevering and just kept trying to dig through it. It was a trying day, but a special thank you to everybody out in that racetrack, except for the one car in particular, because they all raced extremely clean. We're very forgiving of everybody around. It just kind of stunk that when a guy gets inside of you twice, he has to door you and try and bash you up into the wall. So kind of good to see how his day ended. But overall, our day was good. Brian had the faster car in the short run. I felt like we had a little better car in the long run, and we were catching him there a little bit towards the end, but I burnt the right rear off of it, trying to niche away every little tenth I could. But, I mean, overall, can't complain. Had a tumultuous day, but ended up coming out with a P2. There's absolutely nothing to complain about.
Did that race play out the way you thought it would? Did you think it would be a pretty caution-filled? It sounds like you were prepared for green flag racing in case it came, but were you expecting it?
I honestly, it went about how I thought it would. I expected maybe 1 or 2 more cautions there, maybe towards the end. But we had a lot of long green flag running. It's just that the tire and field run here is so long that it didn't feel like we were racing that long under green. But truthfully, we were. Everybody tackled the track with open arms. It's the first time taking a Cup car at Gateway for a lot of these guys, and they've been working really hard throughout the week to get their cars prepared. And it's a testament to AKA Racing League as a whole. That everybody put in so much effort for this event, for it to be special. I couldn't ask for it to go any other way. I mean, there was some beating and banging, of course, but it's short track style. You're going to get that, and I think not too many tempers were flared and not too many hurt feelings, so I think we put on a pretty good show there.
I would be remiss if I did not ask, how are you feeling about Wednesday night next week? Or I guess this week.
We're feeling really good. I still got to pack because I fly out tomorrow morning, so that's fun. We're about to do that all night. But I'm just really excited. At the beginning of the Pro League season, not a lot of people would have pegged us to be there. But Jason and I just put our heads down and overcame a lot of adversity this season to put ourselves in the Final Four. And honestly, mission accomplished. Wherever we finish from there is icing on the cake. So I'm really excited. Pro Boss is coming up, and so is Kefir's crew chief, Jamon. So it's going to be awesome to have like our team there supporting us. My dad's coming down just for this. You know, it's a huge thing for my family. They're extremely supportive, loving, and caring of this thing I do. All my friends at work are going to be tuning in. So it's going to be a lot of fun to kind of see the culmination of all of our efforts of a season-long kind of grind.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the second place tonight, and I'll see y'all in a couple of days, and we'll have a tasty libation together.
Thank you. I will see you on Tuesday, Mr. J-Mac.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reunion. I love it. All right, Rocky Top, bringing home the podium finish tonight at Gateway. How was your car feeling tonight out there?
Well, I didn't get a lot of track time this week at Gateway in particular, but I mean, it had very good speed in the short run. After about 10 laps or so, it just started stepping out. I seen Dohar coming there at the end. I figured instead of trying to battle with him, I'd just let him on by and probably save me a spot or two.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got her done there at the end and picked my way through some traffic and got up front.
Did you
Got
find
the
any
old
difficulties?
20 Toyota.
Yeah, I mean, you were doing really well. Did you find any difficulties when the start of each caution? I know it was kind of a battle out there. I saw a lot of bumping and banging going through the turns. Was it pretty difficult to make your way through?
Not really. I mean, if I was at the bottom, I could roll the bottom really good on the restarts of one. If it was a car that I knew that I was faster than, you know, I may give him a little tap, you know, nudge him up a little bit. But for the most part, I would let people go by most of the night and try to reel in what I could. And I salvaged a pretty good car overnight, pretty good car throughout the night, and kept her clean for the most part. Finished third there.
Absolutely. You had a great run, and I was really impressed with how your car handled throughout the night. You did great, and definitely a well-deserved third there. So I have to ask, how do you feel about Mid-Ohio next week?
No, I love the place.
Yeah?
I'm pretty good there. Should be another top three, honestly.
Nice.
I mean, I kind of feel like an underfunded team because I don't get a lot of help from the other guys. I just got to get on here and put in the track time myself, you know, fine tune what I can, and I go out there and I get after it every week.
Absolutely. That's what you got to do. So I wish you a ton of luck next week at Mid-Ohio. We only have 2 more races after tonight. Mid-Ohio, they're going in the Xfinity Series, if I can talk. And then we're going to be headed to Michigan for the championship race. So a ton of luck to you guys. I do want to give a special shout out to all the Pro League drivers headed into the race on Wednesday. Final race of the season. Such a huge race and a ton of memories for these drivers. So it's going to be really cool to see them get together one last time. There's going to be quite a reunion, I think. A lot of celebrating, but a lot of competition. So I'm excited for these guys. I hope you guys tune in. It's going to be an amazing race for them. But for tonight, that is it here for AKA Cup, guys. Another great race tonight at Gateway. Next week, like we said, we will be here for Mid-Ohio, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time next Sunday. I hope you can tune in. Tomorrow we will be back on track around 7 p.m. Probably some more NASCAR lobbies, so I hope you can tune in. Thank you all for tuning in, for the chats, for all the support. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great night. It's on credits. Sorry.